The Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fiasco. I don't even know if I want to call it a boxing match anymore. What I witnessed yesterday was elderly abuse. What I saw yesterday was not nice. And the last thing, we all fell for it. We all fell for it. Dimitri, you're the boxing guru. You're the big guy. I have my thoughts. You have your thoughts. Let's go over it for the next little while because I think it'll be a little fun. A little change of pace here on the sports show.
Sure, I don't mind. Great. Okay, so we're going to do a little pre-post, during, and post.
Sure.
So pre,
right.
I think this was a general consensus.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that, oh man, I'm so smart I called it, because it was, again, the general populace assumed. Look, the guy's older.
Yeah.
You know, he probably will come in with some steam, some juice. He's probably got a good 2-3 rounds in him.
Yeah.
They're 2-minute rounds, so a little bit less. You can give it a little more gusto between breaks.
Whoever came up with the idea of minus 1 minute was brilliant because there's no way that extra minute actually is vicious.
Look, that extra minute, I could tell you, you get tired.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. You get very tired. And the other thing, it just breeds action. It's like doing the sports show on the CJSW when we're forced to the half hour.
Right.
It's all octane.
It's all octane.
Everything's octane.
All the time.
All the time. So you think, okay, he's got a couple rounds. He's probably going to knock out Jake Paul if he's got anything. Just come in with that vigor, aggressiveness, glimpses of it.
Yeah.
And then if it goes later, people assumed Jake Paul would have the advantage. That's where it was. Well, listen, the fight itself, Tyson didn't even come out with anything. Like not even the first 30 seconds.
Right. I actually disagree. I thought the first round, I thought Tyson was the word aggressor is going to be a little different than normal Tyson banter, okay?
Yeah.
He had that vigor you speak of. He had it for a burst of about 25 to 30 seconds, and that was the end of it. The most vigor I saw was the pre-taping of the interview with him and his son, and he walked away, and he won the internet that night.
Mike Tyson won the internet.
He won the internet.
For his pre-ring attire, if you will. Okay. Do you want me just on leash on everything?
Yeah, well, let's have a little fun here. Let's go.
Listen, I don't know where we're going to take this because there's too much. Because Mitch and I think the whole world was texting back and forth.
That's right.
Number one, I don't know, and I put a poll up at Sports Show Podcast on the IG. Who had a worse performance, Mike Tyson or Netflix? First and foremost, okay? You didn't think the people were watching the feed? You didn't think you'd have a lot of people that are just paying their subscription trying to download it, you guys? Yeah. The buffering, the collapsing of microphones. Jerry Jones, the guy can't even have a working microphone. Evander Holyfield.
And it's his house.
Evander Holyfield, for crying out loud, everyone thought my dad looked at me and goes, is he deaf? Is there something happened to Holyfield? Yeah. No, Dad.
Yeah.
It's not from the ear bite. It's Netflix's sound crew.
Yeah,
everything was terrible. Rosie Perez on the commentary.
Why? Can we talk about her for a second?
I can't. I'm going to do the list.
Keep going. Okay, yeah.
Because I got way too much.
Sure, please. Keep going.
Okay?
Let it out. Sorry.
The buffering, the sound, the weird, awkward interviews. I mean, everything and anything. Whoever's in IT,
right?
If they have a job, come Saturday, I don't know what to tell you. And Netflix, you got the WWE coming. Yes. You got the NFL coming. This was your, hey, we're taking over boxing, fight, streaming, everything show. And now you are an internet memeing laughingstock. And then Tyson, why'd you even show us training videos?
Yeah.
I'd be better suited if Netflix clipped Paul versus Tyson in green screens and then fooled us that was the actual fight.
You know what? Okay. Okay. Let me go back here.
My dad walks with a cane, and I think put George Corollas in there.
Yeah.
You get the same result.
You know what? Listen, man, I'll tell you. First off, your dad would have had way more vigor. Way more vigor.
A lot of vigor.
And tell him something he doesn't like, and that vigor is multiplied by 10.
He needs 2 spinal fusions.
Okay. First off, I'll be honest with you. The Netflix thing, I do agree it was very annoying. It hasn't happened in many, many years where you go to put it on and it's buffering and doing all that stuff. However, this is where I give him a little bit of a little grace, Dimitri. This was unprecedented. You got to give him a little credit going, okay, they're international. Everyone knows about Netflix. And across the world, we were watching it like 9, 10 o'clock at night. There was people probably waking up at 2, 3 in the morning in Australia and other places, or afternoons. Like, it was on. People were, even if you were not a big fan, you were at least getting that text going, the fight's about to start. You missed the other pre-fights. You jump to that one. That system is overload. When you talk about the NFL and WWE, yes, they're going to have some big days where they're going to have that issue, but that'll be cleaned up. I think this was a great cleanup. Fair. Where I'm going to give them a little accolade is this. This is how. Listen, pay-per-view guys. Yeah, tonight there's a big UFC pay-per-view. John Jones versus Stipe, Miocic.
Yep.
That has gone under the carpet, Dimitri. That has gone under the carpet because people are going, why should I pay $60 to watch these two guys that I kind of know when I can watch these two guys that I don't know them that well either, but I at least know them? This has changed the game. Point to Netflix. I agree. Could have did it better, especially in-house. In-house, no excuses. Your microphone's got to work, all that stuff. You got to work.
Okay.
The person that, if I'm anybody, I'm telling you this right now, I think we can all just say this. We all knew this was going to be a little bit of a fiasco, but I paid my subscription, my $10, whatever it is, $20, whatever it is a month. Who cares? What about the guy and the girl that paid the Uber money to sit in Texas Stadium amongst the 78,000 people there to watch that?
Okay, I bet you.
That was fraud.
Okay.
That was fraud, sir.
Okay, I'm going to, you know what? I like it. If I'm going to hit a negative, I also do try to find the positives, okay?
Sure.
So, number one, I bet you watching it live was better on TV.
100%.
Right? I bet you Tyson might have looked, weirdly as I say this, a touch better live than on TV.
Sure, okay. Yeah.
Because maybe your, camera angles and vantage points and live, so that might have done someone a service. For those people that paid the tickets, I will say at least the card itself.
Yeah.
So when you had the Taylor Serrano fight, the Barrios fight, those were excellent fights. Those were both Fight of the Year candidates on one card.
Agreed. But
so you got your money's worth.
Right. But you're a boxing enthusiast. For you and let's assume
you don't have to be for that.
Okay, I agree. You're right, buddy. I was watching.
That's why they were lucky.
You're right, Dimitri. You're absolutely right. But how many? I'll bet you. I would love to see the graph of the viewership watching the matches and where it spiked. And I'm telling you, it only spiked at the end. I know you already know that.
I agree.
I just think people miss these great fights that you're talking about.
Yeah, but not live. I was talking about, to your point, where did people
I see.
mess up live?
Okay, that's a good point, yeah.
But you're right to your point where it's like, oh, man, you should have gone back and watched the whole card because you got a treat.
True.
Because live, what did you get? In the Barrios fight, you got, by the way, the WBC welterweight championship on the line. You guys, if this was on TV, on Showtime or Fox or ESPN Plus, whatever it would have been, this is a main event in the boxing world. And not only that, you got knockdowns on both sides.
Yeah, true.
And and then you got these two women that decided to say, you know what? I think we're both work for Five Guys, and let's just smash burger each other's faces.
Yeah.
There was maybe not one body shot. It was it was a pummeling. It was crazy.
I don't think they know what defense is. Was there any defense there?
They say the best defense is a great offense. And that was on display.
And they pushed that up, yeah.
I will say this about Netflix.
Right.
And you touched on it. DAZN. Pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You guys better really, really rethink everything. You better be either jumping on the Netflix train or you got to go. And I'm talking now Crave, Disney Plus, all you other big streamers out there. You better start buying rights because things are happening. And this is... So what I will credit Netflix is there's a couple bright spots that I really loved.
Yeah.
I loved the box in the front.
Yes.
That fan zone.
Yes, that was really good.
Like a nice VIP. I'm like, okay, these guys are thinking. I love that they did it in Arlington at AT&T Stadium. It was tailor-made for production. They did very well with the venue. I love that in between rounds, you can highlight your own streaming service.
Right.
So here you got, and I want to watch that Jamie Foxx movie, Cameron Diaz.
I'm not going to lie, it didn't intrigue me. But
you're
right.
You're right.
But it's there. You're right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So there's a lot of good things. The streaming, the subscription model,
Right.
The access, the fact that they're moving into this space. I'm telling you that DAZN is in big,
absolutely,
big trouble, you guys. And so there's a lot of bright spots. So Netflix, they will figure it out.
Sure.
They will understand the capacity.
Greek guy.
Yeah.
Guys, what are we supposed to do? We figured it out.
We did. So there's a lot of good things here, but overall, Netflix is the winner.
I'm gonna finalize point, okay? I mean, we could talk about the commentators and all that, but who cares? I want to go to the very end, the post interview. Ariel asks, "What's next for you, Jake Paul?" He says, and he brings up the word Canelo. I think, with all due respect now, and look, Canelo should smash him, should destroy him. It's not even close because he's an actual boxer. We also have to remember, Mike Tyson, you guys, is 31 years older than Jake, okay? And it showed every inch of that was shown yesterday. But does this make Canelo, was this a calling card to Canelo going, hey, I know you've said no to me over and over again. Take a look at what I just did. What do you think now?
Yeah, well, look, can I give credit to, and I will go to the point right now. And if you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Sports Show, at Sports Show Podcast, Podbean, Spotify, but we're here on the CJSW 90.9 FM. If you've been listening, thank you. If you just tuned in, we're talking about the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. Okay, so here's where I got to credit Jake Paul. I want to throw out a couple points, and I will get to this point.
I hope
and
you do.
Answer your question.
Yes, please.
Every one of us as a kid, if you grew up in the 80s and 90s and you watched Tyson in his prime, what was the one question we all had? Hey, how long do you think you'd last in the ring with Mike Tyson? 20 seconds. I think I'd do 1 minute, this and that. I know he's older, but guys, Jake Paul, credit to him, is the only civilian on the planet Earth that has that to his name. You guys, I can't credit these Paul brothers enough for what they've done, okay? Yeah. So, to that, going to where you at, Jake Paul is the 5th highest paid boxer in 2024 underneath Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Canelo Alvarez, okay? And the name now is escaping me on the 4th, but he's number 5.
Crawford.
No, it's not.
Really?
Usyk, excuse me.
He made more than Crawford.
Yes.
Wow.
Alexander Usyk, that's who it is. He's number 5.
Yeah.
He just packed Arlington.
Yeah.
He has fought household names. He's going to walk out 40 to 50 million on the front end of this fight. Dare I say, who knows on the back end?
Yeah, I know.
He's made more money than Manny Pacquiao per fight outside of Floyd Mayweather.
Wow.
You guys, we're talking, when you go and say, is this a calling card? It's not just the Canelo. It's everyone. And don't be surprised if now McGregor comes knocking on his door and says, you know what? Let's make it happen now. Wow. Dana White, eat your words.
Yeah.
Dana White, he just grossed higher than any one of your UFC events.
That's crazy.
He just walked in and said, Friday night's mine, and you guys can take my sloppy seconds on your Saturday night. Yeah. Watch the viewership. Wow. 120 million free on Netflix. 50 million gross. Highest gate ever. Breaking extreme boxing records. Not only that.
Yeah.
Canelo Alvarez, I can see it.
I think so too.
Not next.
No, not next. No.
But in time,
it's coming.
It might come. We're saved by the bell by the Sports Show, playing every week. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Sports Show TV, at Sports Show Podcast. Amy, do it. At Sports Show Podcast. Amy can do anything.
She's the best.